Alright all, you guys just did the easy port. You guys got the ports for your computer, you got the computer all put together, and a lot of us, out here on YouTube or whatnot, making videos on how to build computers, we show you the splash screen, the where it tells you improper boot device, or we show you that the fans light up, but the fans start spinning and the lights light up. We kind of leave you hanging at that point. A lot of the newbies out there, or the people that ain't used to building their own gaming PC, don't know what to do next. That's why I'm putting this video out. I'm going to go through my first 5 top things to do with that new computer build. That's installing Windows, updating your motherboard drivers, getting your game clients installed, checking everything in your BIOS, make sure everything's recognized and everything's running at its proper speed that you want it running at. So stay tuned, and I'll give you my top 5 things. Alright guys, like I said in the intro, this is my top 5 things to do once you get that computer built. A lot of this is going to be pretty basic to you, I'm going to go through how to hook up your keyboard, your mouse, your monitor, Ethernet cable, and whatnot, which most people know how to do. And then I'm going to show you how to go into your BIOS and check, make sure everything that you put in your system is recognized. Then I'm going to take that video that I put out about how to create and install Windows 10 on a system, so we can cut that down. I want to kind of walk you through that as well. It's how to build the installer and to install off of it. Then I'm going to show you, I got that other video out about updating your motherboard drivers. I'll cut it down. I'm going to put it in this video because you do need them drivers for your motherboard. And then I'm going to show you how to get your game clients and install your games where you can actually get up and gaming on the system. Here in this next clip I'm going to show you, it's going to be just hooking up your monitor, your keyboard, your mouse, your power cable, your Ethernet cable, where you can get the system up and get it functional. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, first things you want to do is hook up your keyboard, your mouse, and your monitor. So I'm going to show you how to do that, which most of you know how to do this already, but this is for the newbie. You want to make sure you get your power cable here, plug it into the back of your power supply. Alright guys, you got your power cable plugged in. Here's my keyboard and my mouse plug-ins. Those are USBs. Up here at the top of the motherboard, right beside your PS2 port, that's your USBs. You want to try to, if you have enough, to make sure you get these plugged in up beside these, because it goes straight to your processor. Alright, and then you have your Ethernet cable. You need to make sure you got it plugged in. That goes into the RJ45 jack right here. Alright guys, since you got your power cable in, you got your Ethernet jack, and you got your keyboard and your mouse plugged in, you need to hook up that monitor. If you have a discrete graphics card, it's going to be located down here. If you're running onboard graphics, you'll need to use one of these on the back of your motherboard. Since I do have a GPU, I'm going to find the HDMI port on mine, and I'm going to plug in my monitor just like that. And with that being plugged in, everything should be set up and ready to be turned on. Let me get reset up here, and we'll go on with the video. Alright guys, when you first turn on your machine, you just keep tapping the delete button. This will get you into the BIOS. Okay, we're into the BIOS. This is on my Gigabyte motherboard. We're going to go down here into easy mode. Okay, here's your BIOS information. This the BIOS, the motherboard is the B450m DS3H. BIOS version is F41B. I'm running the AMD 2400G with the Vega 11 graphics. There's the speed, and the memory is 16 gigabytes. So that little panel right there will show you that everything that's in your system, and it is being detected. Okay, down here is your fan profile on this one. I've only got one fan header and my CPU fan on this motherboard, so I'm only showing 2. My 2 front fans is connected through a splitter. So both my front fans is running at this speed, then my CPU fans running at this speed. And here's all my disks that is installed. That's my 3 gigabyte hard drive. My boot drive actually ain't showing up here because it's an NVMe drive. That's just kind of a way to show you how to make sure everything's in here. The boot sequence down here, you can change these around if you want to boot off of a different drive. Alright, while you're in here, if you have memory that supports it, which mine don't, go into memory, go to extreme memory profile, XMP. Mine's disabled. You double click on this, you go down to profile 1. That way you can get all that top speed out of your RAM that you paid for. Okay, once you got that done, come over here and hit save and exit, and hit yes. And that's pretty well it for making sure everything's recognized in your BIOS. Alright guys, to get this done you need a computer with an internet connection and a USB flash drive. It don't matter what type. You need at least a 4 GB hard flash drive to get this done. You put your flash drive into your PC. I prefer a USB 2 or a USB 3, which is most common. Just about all of them is either USB 2 or USB 3 anymore. So there's my flash drive that I just put in. Hold on. There's the flash drive that I just put in. It's letter E. You want to keep that in mind, whatever letter it picks out for it, which depending on your computer, it will assign its own drive letter. Like the photo showed, it is blank. Pull up your internet, whatever browser you like. I like Google Chrome. Put in Windows 10 ISO, just like so. The first option that pops up right there, it's, you look underneath, it says download Windows 10 disk image. It's from Microsoft. That's the one you want to click on. Go down here to create a Windows install media, download tool now. Let this run its thing. We'll put it in the downloads. And let it do its downloads. Hit open. It's pretty well just click and play. Hit yes to that. That way it's just giving it permission to download. Go ahead and close that out. Getting a few things ready. Alright, eventually you end up coming up to this where you have to accept the terms and conditions of Windows. Alright, when this pops up, it says what do you want to do? It says upgrade this PC now or create installation media, USB flash drive, DVD or ISO file for another computer. You want to click on the second one down, hit next. You want English, Windows 10. I always go with the Windows 64-bit. Use a USB flash drive or ISO. We use the USB flash drive. The only one that's listed, because it's the only one I have plugged into my PC right now. If you have more than one USB drive plugged in, it'll give you a list, and you'll have to make sure you pick the right one. But you click the one that you want. You click next and let it do its thing. Alright guys, that took roughly 20 minutes or so to get done. But now all you have to do, once it does its thing, is hit the finish button. And then you can eject the USB drive. Save to remove hardware. Now that USB drive is going to be your Windows 10 installation and repair tool. You can use it to install Windows, you can use it to repair Windows. Let me get the new computer hooked up here and I will show you how to install off of it. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got the new computer hooked up that I need to install Windows 10 on. So I'm going to put in the USB drive here that we built that has Windows 10 installer onto it. Gonna put that into a USB 3 port on the back, because it is a USB 3 thumb drive. And then we're going to restart the computer, and it should automatically pick up the thumb drive and start booting off the thumb drive. We'll see if it happens. Alright guys, and it worked. This will be the first screen you see. English, USA, USA English. Hit next. Hit install now. I do have a product key, which I will not be showing that on film, just due to because I don't need nobody to have my product key. So I'm gonna go down here to the little writing. I'm gonna hit this do not have a product key. We want home 64 edition. There on top, it's already selected for us. I'm gonna go down and hit next. And you gotta accept the Microsoft license agreement. Hit next. You can either upgrade or you can do a custom install. We want to do the custom install. As you can tell, we have two hard drives here, which I didn't unplug the mass storage drive. So you have the top one that's 223 gigabyte. Then the bottom one is the 931 gigabyte. You want to pick the SSD, which is going to be the 223 gigabyte. And you're going to hit next. If you have an older hard drive, guys, on that part there, you'll have to go in and delete all the different sections of it till it becomes one mass drive again, and then you can hit. Then you can install it on the one drive. If there's any other portions, because it's a used drive, I would recommend deleting all the other ones, get it all back to a blank slate, and then installing. And we'll let this thing do its thing. When it gets to here, you can go ahead and hit the restart now button, and the computer will boot through its cycle. Alright, now since it's done its things, now you have a few choices to make. I live in the United States, so I want the United States. The US is the keyboard layout. I don't want another keyboard layout, so we're going to skip that. Ethernet, we're just going to skip that for right now. Username, I ain't sure who's going to get this computer, so we're just going to put user for right now. Password, if it's your PC and you want a password, I would put a password on it. Right now I don't want a password because there's going to be a lot of restarts on it. Katana, no, I don't want nothing to do with her. We're going to go down through here and we're going to disable all of these. I don't like none of them. Of course, your opinion may vary on this, but this is a lot of the tracking stuff that Windows has that nobody likes. So you want to make sure all of them's on the off or the no position, and hit the accept button. Alright, there we're on the desktop. Alright guys, and on your AMD builds, you just built that new system and you want to get your drivers updated for your motherboard. You need to go to Google or whatever your internet browser is. Go to the manufacturer of your motherboard, which mine is to be Gigabyte B450m DS3H. Click on the drivers. Make sure you go to the website for the motherboard. You go over to support. Let's start out with the chipset driver. Right here is the newest one. There's the version number. Here's the size. Here's the date it was released, which was 7/5 of 2019. It gives you a little bit of a description of what they fixed there. You know, Windows 10 version 1903 supported, for 3rd gen AMD Ryzen CPU support. So you go down over here, hit the download button, hit the save button. We'll go down here and open when done, just like so, and you wait for a few minutes. Alright, download's complete now, and as you can tell, it is a zip file, so you have to extract them. Hit the extract all button. It's going to go to my desktop, which is fine with me. I'm going to hit extract, let it do its thing. There we go, so we can close out of that now. We can close out of your web browser. And right here you'll see a MB driver folder. Double click on it. There's only one file in the folder, so it's an application type. Double click, double left click on it. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? You click yes. And it creates another pack folder here for some reason. I don't know why. It'll automatically start doing what it needs to do. Just give it a second. There it goes. Installing AMD chipset drivers. You have to accept an express install here, or you can accept and custom install. Always do the express install. This is for the AMD software that will actually keep your drivers up to date for you. Alright, and it's wanting to restart. So you just hit the restart now button. Let it restart. Alright guys, and once it reboots, you go in here to AMD Radeon settings. Click on that. That will open the software that you just downloaded. You can come over here to your systems, and it'll show you all of the software or all of the drivers that you've got installed into your system. And this thing should keep them all up to date. You could always do the insanity check if you want to. Go back and check and make sure all your drivers are up to date. Alright guys, to do the Intel, it's a little bit different than AMD. You go to your web browser. We're going to go up here and start typing in Asrock, which should show up, Asrock B250m Pro for motherboard. You go to Asrock website. Make sure that matches what your motherboard is. You go down here to support. Go to downloads. And here's all your drivers that they've got. They've already recognized it's got Windows 10 64-bit in it. And you just start downloading all these. Unlike AMD with the software, you gotta redo each of these individually. So I'm just gonna pick one here to show you. Mine's already up to date on here. You go to download, you go to global, it starts downloading it. Hit open when done. Wait till it gets done downloading, which is right there. It's in my download folder. You have to extract it all, because it does come in a zip file. Extract. Where's it sending it to? It should be sending straight to the folder where it needs. You hit next. And whenever you extract these files, guys, you always want to show it when extracted. That way you can go ahead and run it, because you'll have to run it once it gets extracted. There we go. You double click on it. You run the setup application. Right here it says, do you want to allow this app to make changes? Say yes. And it starts updating it for you. You hit next, next, and just wait for it to install it. And it's wanting to restart the computer, so you just let the computer restart. Alright guys, we've got your hookups, got your computer hooked up, got your keyboard, your mouse, your power supply, your Ethernet, Got all that done. We've got your Windows installed and put in. We got your motherboard and drivers updated and all that. Alright, so now what's next? Well, about the final thing to do, setting up your new PC, would be to get your game clients. I don't know exactly where you get your games from or whatnot, but I'll show you a couple different. So you need to get your web browser pulled up, whatever you like. I like Google in my other videos. Okay, then let's say Steam. It's a big popular one. Go to Steam download. Alright, and it brings you back to the main platform for Steam here. Top link. Click on it. And you just click install Steam. It's that simple. You run through it. You know, Steam's a pretty popular one. That's why I'm showing you this one. Go to install Steam. Hit save. Come down here. Hit open. Hit yes. Hit next. I want English. Pick your language you want. Then you go to where you want it to download at. And it installs it. Then you want to run Steam. Alright guys, you guys don't need to see my password, my login. So I'm gonna have you look at my pretty face while I type that in. Alright, once it installs it, it'll put a desktop icon. Now done logged in, then you can go through and download your games if you've already got games. If not, you'll have to buy games, and then they'll walk you through how to install them once you pay for them. Alright, that there is Steam. Like I say, that's a pretty popular one. That's why I chose it. Okay, next one. Let's go to Origin. Download. Right there, Origin. And this one here is your Apex Legends. A lot of people play. You download Origin client for PC. I suspect that you got a Windows machine, so you hit the download button. Origin to set up, hit save, go down here, and you hit open when done. I'm already logged into my account on Origin. So they'll actually be blank. You'll have to look through your games, look through the games here to see what games you want to download or what games you want to buy through them. Some of them's free, like Apex Legends. The other ones you'll have to pay for. That's Origin set up. That's pretty well the way you set up your game clients. So by my calculation, I went through the hookup of the monitor, the keyboard, and the mouse. I went through the checking of the BIOS to ensure everything's installed correctly. Okay, I showed you how to create the Windows 10 installer and install it. I showed you how to do the drivers for the motherboard, and I showed you how to do the game clients to get your games installed on your system. Hope this helps you out. If you know anybody that could use this, make sure you share the video with them. I know a lot of people just now getting into gaming. It's a little bit more complicated than a console is. Console's pretty real plug and play. Computer, you gotta go through a little bit more steps to get it set up and get it going. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, hit that thumbs down button. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or that comment section below, I'll go through them every week on my live show on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also try to type back to them. I'm still a pretty small channel, so I can still keep up with them pretty good. If you really like this kind of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on. Until next time, you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream.